Viewers and subscribers, what's good? It's Maximus the Master once again, and as I promised, this is the pick 3 part 3 predictions numbers for the remaining of the month of July. So bless of luck on these numbers, and if you watch part 1, part 2, if you already checked those videos out, that's good. If not, you might need to. Alright, so before I start going through these numbers, I just want to let y'all know, for these numbers right here, I did a different workout to generate these numbers from the workout that I did for part 1, part 2, and this part 3 is 3 different workouts I did. Alright, so if you already watched part 1 and 2, that's good. So I will be pointing out a few numbers that reappear in each workout, the same numbers, so that should be a good sign to y'all if a number keep repeating. So bless of luck. So let me get through this real quick. So that 262851 super hot number, that 851, that was also in the part 2. Alright, so that might be a good number right there. 738526, great number right there. Now that 526, that showed up in part 1, part 2, and also in part 3. Alright, so that 526 might be a good number right there. Alright, so and if that number do come out in your state, it might be a repeat. Hey, you know. Next is that 374, great number. And also pay attention to those numbers. They play off each other very well. That 526 and that 374, yep. Next is that 404, excellent number right there. 590 is looking good as well. And those numbers right there, they also play off each other really well. Next is that 987, 154, great number. That 154, that was also in the part 2 as well, so that might be a good number right there. If you like that number, then hey, stick with that number. Alright, 538 is looking really good as well, and that 538, that was in part 1. Alright, so bless of luck on that. Next is that 345, great number. That 345, that number was also in the part 2 as well. Alright, that I won't be pointing out all the numbers, so I'm just will pointing out a few. So hey, if you want to see if these numbers are repeating in the part 1, part 2, and 3, if you keep on seeing repeating numbers, then that might be a good sign that, you know, those are some great numbers to stick with, you know. And you know, if there's a number that stand out to you in part 1 or part 2 or this video right here, part 3, if there's a number that's there that really stand out and you'll be like, hey, you like that number, then hey, you could stick with that number as well. I can't tell you what numbers to play. I just do my job, I do my workout, I come up with these numbers, I give you all these numbers, and you know, however you want to play these numbers, it's all up to y'all. Next is that 323. I'm liking that number right there as well. 840204497, excellent number. 869318, super hot number. 090 is looking good as well. 282806, 418, great number right there. That number was also in the part 1 as well. Next is that 649264710, great number. Alright, and that 710 was also in the part 2 as well. Next is that 648129, great number. That 129 might be a hot number, and if that number already come out in your state, then hey, It might be a repeat because that number, it showed up in part 1, part 2, and part 3. Alright, and do remember, for each of these pick 3 videos, it's a different workout for each of these videos. The part 1 was a different workout. The part 2, different workout. The part 3, a different workout. Alright, to generate these numbers. But so when you see repeating numbers, that might be a good sign. And that's the reason why I took the time to do this, to point out to y'all that, hey, it's 3 different workouts that I do. They generate different numbers, but some of the numbers are the same in the workouts, you know. So that, you know, if that makes sense to y'all, then bless of luck. Next is that 602 is looking good. 172, great number. That 172, that was also in the part 1. 512, super hot number. 511, great number as well. Alright, so let's have a look on those numbers and let's continue. Alright, so that 976 right there, bless of luck on that. Next is that 283 045 202. I'm liking that number right there. 770 364, great number right there. I think that 364 was also in the part 1. Alright, so I'm just running through these numbers. I mean, I ain't gonna repeat all these numbers and tell y'all that, hey, that number was in the part 1 or the part 2. I'll show y'all a few. So if you want to see what numbers keep repeating, then watch the part 1, the part 2, and the part 3, which is this video. Alright, so next is that 760 156 788. I'm liking that number. 819 930 824. I'm liking that 824. 175 373, great number. I'm liking that. Next is that 193 859, great number right there. That 859, that showed up in the part 1 as well. 766 314, great number. 586, great number. That 586, that was in the part 1, the part 2, and part 3. So hey, repeating numbers, y'all. Alright, so that's a good sign right there. Next is that 991, great number right there. That 991 is really looking good, so bless of luck on that. 503 580 939, great number. 653 545 660 288 945 535, and that 866. Alright, so hopefully this video was helpful to y'all, and bless of luck on these numbers. Bless of luck on the numbers that I did for the part 1, the part 2, and for this as well. And stay tuned for the pick 4 numbers as well. Alright, so that's it for now. Until next time, be safe, y'all. Bless.